accept the situation. Say to yourself, look, I can't change my parents. Or if your child is like that, at the end you can say, I can't change my child. But work with what you can work with them. Yani avoid the harm, work with them in the way that you connect. Number 3, don't retaliate, as I said to you before. Number 4, look for your future as a hope. Alhamdulillah, you got your whole life ahead of you. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to, let you move on. Number 5, make dua, as I said. Number 6, talk to someone that you trust. Don't just isolate yourself. Some people, they say, I'm either, they talk about cutting off. They say, I'm going to abandon my parents. I'm going to abandon my children. I'm going to abandon my relatives. Habibi, you don't have to abandon everything. Keep a little string of hair between you and that person. Don't cut them off completely, because then you never know what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will change. And number 7, look after yourself. Distract yourself and make yourself busy with your other hobbies, looking after your health. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always puts us through tests and sometimes through hardships so that we may learn from them or grow from them, or because Allah is going to direct us in the right place, or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a plan for us. My brothers and sisters, in this life, there is no eternal rest and happiness. Sometimes happiness, sometimes sadness, sometimes hard times, sometimes easy times. My brothers and sisters, this world is a test. And until we realize that it is a test, then we're not going to be able to live a life with peace in our hearts. And I finish it with this beautiful story of an imam who I used to follow when I was a child, rahmatullah alayhi. He passed away. I'll say his name, you won't know his name, Sheikh Ahmed al-Qattan. He's from Kuwait, which I grew up as a child listening to him. He had a father who was, I think he described him as more of a communist. And he didn't really believe in God, except, very, I don't know, some weird belief. And his father became debilitated. So he became so debilitated that he had to stay in his bed, and if he has to go to the toilet, he has to do it in his bed. So this child, he became religious and he became an imam, and the father was extremely harsh to him. He used to swear at him, degrade him, talk badly about him. He would swear at his religion. He would swear at his, every time he read the Quran, he would put him down in every way, shape or form. He said, Father, please don't say that, but his father wouldn't listen. So what did the Shaykh do? He said, I continued my journey that Allah is pleased with me, and I did my duty as a son for my father. And if I was harmed, I would just avoid the harm as much as I can. He said, I made a hole under his bed, and we used to have a bucket in there where he used to, relieve himself because his bowels weren't working. He didn't have control over them. He said, one day, the bucket, I was cleaning it, and it was somewhere, and then my father needed to relieve himself. He says, so then I put my hands under him. And everything inside him came into my hands. And I didn't complain. I took it and I washed my hands. And my father, for the first time, looked at me and he got teary. He says, son, I've been degrading you, putting you down all your life. And you would do this? Why? Why would you do that? And he said, it is Islam, my dad. I only want to please Allah, Dad. I want to enter paradise, Father. And you are the way that Allah has given me as a test through it. Because of that, his father repented and he died a believer, knowing what Islam teaches you. Now, this is a story that is personal to me, but what I want to share it with you to tell you, brothers and sisters, please don't give up because you're going through certain hardships. I gave you a few ways to deal with it, inshallah. And there is always light at the end of the tunnel. Seek support, seek help. If it's too much for you, you can distance yourself, but don't go all the way, because wallahi, it's miserable when a person feels that they're just alone in this world with no relatives, no cousins, no family. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ease the pain and struggles of any of you here and around the world who is going through any kind of problems like this in the family, because the family is the most important element of our life, and it is the most important, it's the most hurtful place for ourselves. So I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to ease your struggles and ours, and to ease the struggles of all our brothers and sisters around the world. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala lift the atrocities of our brothers and sisters in Gaza, Palestine, and everywhere around the world. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help our brothers and sisters in the Myanmar who are still going through persecution at the moment. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala assist and support and raise the ranks and the peace of our brothers and sisters of Syria. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all. Thank you. Jazakumullahu khair. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.